the Irish guy, and so right now, everyone has just decided that, yeah, Kylian Mbappe is about as likeable as any of the cast I've made in Chelsea. I mean, I've only ever seen the adverts, but I mean, they all look like people who probably spit at the homeless in the street. Honestly, if trick-or-treaters dare to knock on their Gucci-covered doors, they'd probably throw a pint of sour milk in their face. And similarly, right now, Mbappe is the one that everybody loves to hate. Football's answer to Simon Cowell, or I don't know, who does nobody seem to like? Ted Bundy? I mean, I guess just without the headless torsos in the fridge. Well, I mean, that we know of. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Jesse Rodriguez in a while. Maybe he is buried underneath the floorboards of Mbappe's house. But no, everyone hates Kylian. People are reacting to him as if he's the French Michael Owen. But I mean, to be fair, there are similarities here. And yeah, I know if Michael Owen ever sees this, he'll look at his similarity and excitedly wet his pants.
Oh, someone's remembered that I wasn't just that fat dwarf at Stoke.
But no, listen, both Mbappe and Owen were lightning quick teenage superstars who both utterly destroyed a World Cup at 18 years of age. Well, I mean, I say destroyed. Mbappe won it. Owen went down in the last 16. But it's just, when Owen was Mbappe's age, he was a squeaky clean choir boy who everybody loved. You know, football's answer to Gareth Gates. I mean, Christ, well, he was even given his own cereal. I mean, to be fair, if it's anything like his personality, it'll probably just taste like dry chunks of cardboard. You know, a bit like biting on a fence. But with Owen, it took him until he was 28 years of age before everyone realized that he's actually just a selfish goblin with the likability factor of poo. And now people have made up their mind about Mbappe. But I mean, it's typical, because football audiences, it's all very pantomime. They always need one to love and one to unequivocally hate. Mbappe and Haaland are the next Ronaldo and Messi, right? The two battling it out for Ballon d'Ors over the next 10 years. Well, lads, Messi has pretty much been adored for the entirety of his career. You know, the goody two-shoes Mr. Perfect, while Ronaldo was probably getting death threats at 19. I mean, after that 2006 World Cup, he probably wasn't able to go shopping for earrings in River Island, or he'd have had angry Manx throwing sausage rolls at his head. I mean, apparently, Mbappe has an ego bigger than a bungalow, right? And he wants to quit PSG in January. And apparently, according to Spanish paper Marca, the only club that can save him right now are Liverpool. They are his Batman. Lads, if this whole thing is true, and Mbappe is so offended at being asked to play the number 9 centre-forward role for PSG, and decides, actually no, it's not worth £900,000 a week, then I mean, if he does want a January transfer, a month after signing that deal, then it is the height of stupidity. You know what I would do for £900,000 a week? Honestly, if you told me that medical science could remove my head from my shoulders, and I'd have to live the rest of my life just sitting in a jar, then I would do it for £1 million a week. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do much, just sit there and have my owner feed me cheese. Well, Mbappe, you just signed the biggest contract in the history of the sport. That is a huge commitment. I mean, think it through. There should be nothing that happens that makes you want to change your mind in October. I mean, Christ above, considering the money you're being paid. I mean, Christophe Gaudier should have every right to just stuff a dead pig in your bed. I mean, Neymar should be well within his rights to set fire to your shoes. Mbappe, you could have the entire Parc de France fan base queuing up to throw poo at your mum. It still shouldn't make you want to quit. And Real Madrid, they are not going to rescue you. I mean, I would have zero respect for them if they did. Lads, they could have signed Mbappe for free in the summer. But because of your own recklessness, they would now be asked to stump up £200 million for him just 12 weeks later. I mean, do you really think they're going to pay it? I mean, it's like an American rom-com. Hugh Grant asks out some woman on a date while she's single, and she says, "You know," and then instead just gets married to the high school jerk, and then by the end of the film, she asks Hugh to put down a £5,000 deposit to help her file for divorce. Yeah. No, he just wanted a picnic with you for free. I don't think you're worth him remortgaging the house. So similarly, Madrid will tell Mbappe to take a hike, and let's be realistic, they don't need Mbappe. They've got Karim Benzema, Vinicius Jr., Eden Hazard, Marco Asensio, Lucas Vazquez, and crucially, the exceptionally talented Rodrigo to prioritise. I mean, they don't need Mbappe for the same reason. They didn't need to pay a world record fee to buy Kaká in 2009, especially not when they were just going to buy Mesut Ozil anyway. What Madrid need right now is a centre forward. I mean, yes, Benzema's going to win the Ballon d'Or, but I mean, he's 35 in December and has 3 league goals this season and injury woes. But clearly we've seen that Mbappe treats being asked to play up front as if he's just been asked to drink pig vomit with a straw off Susan Boyle's stomach. I mean, PSG tried to buy Gianluca Scamacca from Sassuolo this summer, but somehow lost out to West Ham. So if Scamacca had joined, he could have prevented all this ugliness. But yeah, Madrid need a new centre forward. So really, they'll probably have to wait at least 3 or 4 years for Erling Haaland. So in the meantime, a cheap move for Lautaro Martinez is the one to make. But yeah, so it's Liverpool apparently. A club who've been linked to Mbappe 4 years. Apparently they're the team that his mum supports, and they did hold talks with him while at Monaco in 2017. Although, to be fair, I'm pretty sure that every elite club in Europe were sending him love letters in the post. But anyway, Mbappe would suit Liverpool to a T. I mean, people talk about his ego, but I'm sorry, Ronaldo has a monster ego. He's also got 5 Ballon d'Ors. I mean, he was threatening to leave Manchester United every 7 minutes in his first spell. I mean, he was having training ground bust-ups with senior pros. I mean, remember the Ruud van Nistelrooy saga? But honestly, so what? Mbappe is that level of world class where you just put up with it. Accept it. I mean, he's 23 years old and has nearly 250 career goals. I mean, he's just 13 goals away from being the record goal scorer in the history of League 1. I mean, he'll probably do that on Christmas Day. And can I remind you, he is 23. I mean, Jamie Vardy was in the conference at 23. Mbappe has already scored 10 more Champions League goals than Luis Suarez. He's only 4 behind Sergio Aguero. He is a ridiculous goal scorer. A move to Liverpool would be perfect from a footballing level. Like, Mo Salah is fast becoming the next Emmanuel Adebayor. I mean, give him a big fat contract in his 30s and just watch him melt. Melt all over the couch, as if he just stuck an Easter egg in the sun. Honestly, just watch. All his application, motivation and drive has probably gone out the window. I mean, give it 3 months and he'll probably develop a burger belly and will no doubt be caught by Pep Lenders eating a McFlurry in his car, bowing to his wage demands. It was nonsense, especially when you factor in the fact that he has now officially scored 9 goals from open play since mid-December of last year. 9 goals from open play in 28 matches for Liverpool. That is very worryingly veering into Alexis Sanchez territory. 9 goals from open play in 28 games. That is veering into the category of Milan Baras or Djibril Cissé. That is Mo Salah right now. I mean, what happened, Salah? When he went to the African Nations Cup in January, was he then just bit by a radioactive spider in the airport? Except instead of being given superpowers to fight the Green Goblin, you're instead just turned into a paralyzed shrimp of a footballer. Someone who now is the end product of a goat's arse crack. So in a perfect world, Jurgen Klopp would pick up Salah by the scruff of his ears and chuck him in a dumpster outside Anfield. Honestly, no room for sentimentality. This is big boy business. Thank him for what he's done, sure, but be brutal with him. Tell him that right now, he is playing like the Egyptian Dwight McNeil. So kindly, go and clean out your locker and just go and sign for Istanbul Basaksehir, right? Mbappe would be the perfect addition, but this be like when you sign Fernando Torres. I know, Kylian, don't worry, okay, I know you play in different positions. I think you've made it clear now that you like the centre forward role about as much as you like wearing your granny's underpants. To you, it's about as natural as, I don't know, Seth Rogen being told to play the role of James Bond. But Torres, back in 2007, he was also a world superstar at 23. I mean, not to the same extent that Mbappe was, but still. I mean, El Nino was, like Mbappe, at his boyhood club, with that being Atletico Madrid. I mean, he had captained them at 19. He had 91 goals in 244 games. And already 15 goals for Spain. It's just, he was only on £45,000 a week. And then he moves to Liverpool and was an immense, incredible upgrade on the likes of Craig Bellamy and Peter Crouch. And for 3 seasons, he was arguably the best centre forward in the world. I mean, he finished 3rd in the Ballon d'Or in 2008. If Liverpool had not lost the Champions League semi-final in extra time to Chelsea, then I have no doubt, after playing in a Champions League final and a Euro 2008 final in the same month, Torres would have been crowned the best player in the world. He'd have won that Ballon d'Or. Not Ronaldo. So yeah, Mbappe would be a delicious addition to the Liverpool front 3. And can you imagine how many shirts he would sell? But it's obviously not going to happen because, okay, Liverpool could probably manage the £200 million transfer fee. If they really wanted to, then fine. I mean, it's just that there'd probably be a shortage of hot water in the showers for a while. Maybe the canteen dinner ladies would suddenly start having to serve up just bowls of Weetabix for lunch. And yeah, maybe Jurgen Klopp might have to start brushing his teeth with his finger. There would be cutbacks. Money would be tight. But, they cannot cover his ludicrous monster wages. I mean, are you for real? I mean, the Liverpool owners eventually paid Salah his £350,000 wages through gritted teeth. You know, a bit like how you finally relent and yeah, agreed to change your granny's nappy. That was the same for FSG. So no, if Mbappe asked for his minimum of £600,000 a week, I mean, the Liverpool owners would probably immediately throw tea in his face. It Is the dream deal? Yes. You know, the PlayStation transfer and a front three of Kylian Mbappe, Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz would be mouth-watering. It would be an iconic front three and Liverpool fans would absolutely adore Mbappe. I mean, forget the histrionics, the bratish behaviour. I think Mbappe and Liverpool will be a match made in heaven. I mean, lads, do not underestimate Klopp's man management. People say he wouldn't tolerate Mbappe. Lads, he managed to keep a leash on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. You don't get much more flash and egocentric than him. No, Mbappe is not as big a headache as everyone thinks. But listen, if Real Madrid have truly turned their back on him, like they probably should have, instead of just eagerly waiting around like a lost puppy dog, I mean, this is Real Madrid, and Mbappe said no. I think the move to make is Manchester City. Like, forget about trying to make the sport a level playing field. Teams like City do not care about that. They just want to win, win, win. Well, here's a cheat code for the sport. Have both Mbappe and Haaland in the same team, and you win the lot. You win everything, every single year. I mean, it's a bit of what Barcelona tried to buy Ronaldo in 2006. I mean, listen, at the time, he just come off the back of a Manchester United season where he'd scored less goals than Mido. I mean, he was stuck on 9, tied with Shola Amiobi. While Messi, he just netted 6, 2 La Liga goals less than Mattia Kezman, who, you know, after his Chelsea spell, was now just some burnt out crisp sandwich. I mean, Barcelona were trying to look for Ronaldo with a £30 million bid, but nobody knew it at the time. But if that move had gone through, then Ronaldo and Messi would have conquered the world. They would have broken the sport. They'd have won about 10 Champions Leagues in a row. La Liga would be turned into a farmers league. Honestly, nobody would have stood a chance. I mean, it'd be like getting into a boxing ring with both Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. I mean, honestly, Real Madrid, they would have been in crisis. A solid decade without a single league title to show for it. I mean, sure, they'd have probably chucked a big fat desperate wage to sign players like Thierry Henry from Arsenal, but it wouldn't have made a difference. Barcelona would have conquered the world. And similarly, Man City offer Mbappe a flat wage of £500,000 a week. I mean, what's the problem? You were willing to offer Kaka that 13 years ago? We know you've got the cash. Also, offer him the same levels of insane bonuses that you've got in Haaland's contract. That transfer would demolish football. I mean, if you're worried about FFP, although to be honest, seeing how weakly it's enforced, that would be like you worrying about getting robbed by the Tooth Fairy. But fine, okay, if you're paranoid, clean out the shells of your squad in January. Jack Grealish is on £300,000 a week, while John Stones is on £250,000 a week. Sell them in January, and that is £550,000 that you're saving in weekly wages. I mean, done! That's Mbappe's pay packet right there. I mean, don't get me wrong, Stones is a good defender, but I mean, you've already signed Manuel Akanji. I think he'll be fine for centre backs. Lad, Mbappe and Haaland would delete the rest of football. Those two in the same team. You're winning everything. I mean, isn't that what you want? Like if Barca had both Ronaldo and Messi, it would have been game over for everyone else. So honestly, City, this is your chance of injecting legal steroids into your calf. Honestly, it's a legal cheat code. It's like an Olympic swimmer being offered the chance to drink a milkshake filled with PEDs. And it's totally legal. You won't get in trouble. I mean, what? Mbappe and Haaland together. Doesn't that just make you drool over your shoes? But yeah, for the rest of us, I mean, that would mean that, the rest of us would be doomed. Everybody's wanting to let me know this, but what do you think? Right, where should Mbappe go? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.